Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Dadgum, I'm a good-looking rascal. Mm-mm. Hey, Mama tells me I am, and she wouldn't lie to me, would she? Been a interesting day. Uh, Woke up in Dallas. They didn't get the freezing rain stuff that they had predicted. I'm good with that. Went in there and checked in, and it became a cluster. Nobody knew what I was supposed to get. And texting, and she's emailing, and I'm texting, and she's emailing, and I finally decided I'd go back out to the truck and have a cigarette. I go to open the door, and here's this lady trying to come in. It's a secured building. Lo and behold, she's got the information. So she started making stuff happen. So got loaded, got out of there, and ran it up to Fort Smith, and got my damn truck stuck. Now I would like to say that was a rookie mistake, but it really wasn't. It real small dock area, and when I went backing in, there was dirt, mud that I was going to have to get on. Well, before I backed up on it, I got out and I walked it. It wasn't saturated. There was obvious tire marks where a couple other trucks had been in there, and it shouldn't have been an ordeal. Now this truck's pulling in beside me, so it might get noisy. It's actually a Freightliner, so it ain't very noisy. Don't mind me, I was watching him. He should set the brakes and turn it off now. But anyhow, it was fine getting in there. When I went to pull out, all that's over there is the steer tires. I go to pull out and it won't do nothing but slide towards a little creek, a little runoff. Digging in, try to back up. Oh, it was a pain in the butt. Feller that worked there, he kept bringing out plywood and stuff, and he stuck it out with me. It took us about 45 minutes. There wasn't no calling a dragon wagon, a tow truck. For those that don't know, a dragon wagon's a tow truck. Because the way the place was, I was in, and my tractor was cocked off towards the driver's side. Well, there was no way for a dragon wagon to get in to get around me. There was another business up on top of the hill, but if I'd had to call a tow truck, all I could have done was ease as far forward as I could without going in that ditch. Then they would have had to pick up the trailer, because there was a set of stairs over there that I'm worried about hitting. Would have had to pull up enough to clear them stairs, hopefully. They would have had to pick up the trailer and swung it around towards the passenger side to pull me backwards. So, luckily we got it out of that mess. Now it's been in the upper 30s all day, and they've given me this load out of St. Louis that'll take me home for the weekend. So, now yesterday, you remember I deadheaded from Lake Charles, Louisiana to Dallas. That was a 350-mile deadhead, which is totally unlike our company. We don't do that. Today I emptied out in Fort Smith, and they're deadhead me to St. Louis. That's 420 miles. I'm like, wow, really? So I got emptied out and I started hauling butt for St. Louis. Right after it got dark, buddy boy, that temperature started dropping. All of a sudden we're down to 18 degrees. Actually it was 20. Then my truck started freezing up. I'm like, really? I had planned on fueling in about less than another 100 miles, and I would have treated my fuel. I didn't make it. She started freezing up on me. I hit the GPS and found out this Mount Vernon TA was 20 miles away. So I'm on the phone with our people, talking to that guy, and watching the temperature just steadily drop. I mean, boy, did a front blow through. But I made it here. And they said it'd be a couple hours. Their guys are out on a call. I dropped my trailer out there on the parking lot where I have a parking spot. And all I can do is wait till in the morning. And tonight they're going to change out my fuel filter and all that. I done put some additives in it. And I'll get them to change out that main fuel filter. We'll see if she kicks off and everything does right. Then I'm going to carry my happy butt right out yonder and park up. I've been here an hour and 25 minutes. I got 3 hours left on my 14. So by the time they're done, what, another hour or so? That leaves me 2 hours. I'm not going to start my clock up just to shut down again, especially when I have parking on a cold night. So that's how it's going today. Tell you what was cool. You can hear the air compressor, their air compressor. Now you don't hear it as much. The owner of our company called to make sure that I'd made it to a safe haven. When the owner calls to check up on you, that's pretty cool. I think so. The maintenance guy that we have to call for this stuff, he had already called him. Turns out they had 2 trucks gelled up yesterday, had to be towed. So at least I made it in here, which is a good thing. What did I do with that receipt too? Because when I was talking to him, I was buying some house to go in here. And I told him, don't worry, I got you something for Christmas. It's the receipt for this stuff. I'm going to let you pay for it. And gee, he just acted all excited. Then I allowed that, it really did beat the dickens out of a tow bill. He allowed he'd take that receipt. So, but that's where I'm at today. Sitting in Mount Vernon, Missouri, in their garage, waiting on my fuel filter to get changed. And I'm overly excited about it. So for you new drivers out there, be wary. This stuff can happen to any of us, and it does. So, you know. I don't know what else to tell you about it. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe out there. Don't be freezing up out in the middle of nowhere. Somewhere in the archives is a story about me freezing up in Canada. That was scary. So I guarantee you, if you're out here in the middle of nowhere and you freeze up, it can get scary. It can get dangerous. It's not a good deal. I've heard, I've never drove for one, I've heard that some of these companies don't want to pay for additives and stuff for their fuel. Really? You'd rather have the tow bill? You'd rather have a dead driver on your conscience? What? That makes no sense. And remember, if you wind up having to buy your own, which you shouldn't have to, but if you're put in that situation, it is a tax deduction. So always keep your receipt. Write it off for a tax deduction. Y'all remember, God loves you. So do I. I hope you're staying safe and warm. Good night.